On Xbox Game Pass, I finally completed 100%ed Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and I enjoyed this game quite a bit early into it, but I'm finding that as you need to do all the various tasks to complete it, there are some problems. So the story puts you in the role of Miriam, a shard binder. Yeah, they're creating their own mythology here. I can respect that. She's traveled by boat to some village that now has a castle appear over it. She has to vanquish Jeeble, an old friend of hers who has been turned to the dark side. And there's some mysterious powers, some plot twists you can kind of see coming. But by and large, it's up to Miriam to save the, maybe 5 remaining villagers and vanquish all the demons. So this is a 2D side-scrolling game, but with today's 3D visuals. And this fits what they call the Metroidvania subgenre, where it's a dungeon crawl inspired by, particularly, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And I say this as the producer of this game was a co-director of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We know Konami got the hell out of actually making games to do pachinko machines instead, and so Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a spiritual successor. It's not all about vampires. There are vampires in it. There's certainly some familiar play mechanics. You run around with a sword, but you can have a whip, you can have an axe. In fact, you can have too many damn weapons. There's about 100 weapons in total, and it's going to be a real grind finding and creating all of them, just to get those item complete achievements. There are so many different enemies in this game. It certainly doesn't have an issue with variation. I just think it's a little excessive. It's not like you get any kind of memorable experience from defeating half of them. Some benefits it has over Castlevania Symphony of the Night: it's got better voice acting, though there is a weird audio glitch with Miriam's voice where it sounds like maybe she's topping off the bars, the levels. It's like a popping sound. No one else in the game has this issue.
Let it go, Johannes. We need to focus on the task ahead.
But it's still presented in a kind of way that is not thoroughly modern. You don't really have a lot in the way of cutscenes and interaction that's lifelike and realistic. It does offer some challenge, but there are some ways to go around this by really exploiting your items. Instead of swords, switch to guns and whip out those silver bullets and then go on to diamond bullets. Equip the right items and hats and you'll be able to deal double the damage with each shot. Cut through these bosses like they never stood a chance. It can be a little confusing getting through the area, finding all the different secrets in the castle. Is it that rewarding when you're doing this post-game grind? That's really the key issue here. There's certainly plenty of content, enough to keep you busy for 50 plus hours. It's a lot going on in an indie title trying to live up to an iconic brand. It creates its own lore. You have this Miriam character. She seems nice enough, not too terribly complex. I like this idea that you can bring in familiars, these characters you defeated now join you and you absorb their shards and get magic abilities, but they're excessive. There's just too much stuff in this game that not only is it problematic to find everything, but it's difficult to use everything. Most of this magic just doesn't matter. I don't need to spray water at things when I can hit anything with lightning. Rather than repeatedly buy, craft, and replace my weapons, why not just allow us to upgrade what we have? Upgrade the sword you start with, instead of just discarding it for a new one every time you get into a boss battle. I found myself yearning for the simplicity of Super Castlevania 4 or even Rondo of Blood and their lack of weapons to pick up, which really allowed me to focus on the task at hand, saving the day and killing Dracula. However, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is fun. This felt like an old school hack and slash Metroidvania game that we don't get enough of these days. I give Bloodstained Ritual of the Night an 8.9 out of 10. So we're at the part of the video where I have to beg you to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell, because subscribe doesn't really account to anything other than YouTube might someday send me a plaque.